want to talk to you about my new book, I Was Afraid of That, Displacing Fear at the Core of Your Life. I believe for way too long, people have been hindered by fear. I believe that dreams have been hindered and hopes have been diminished because people were afraid of trying, afraid of what others may think, a fear of being rejected, a fear of not being good enough, a fear of the unknown, a fear of the future, things that are new, things that don't have a known outcome hinder us sometimes from even trying or endeavoring to start. And so I believe that fear has hindered people for way too long. And I wrote this book in hopes that it would help empower you and equip you to overcome fear in your life and to see who you are in Christ, to be empowered to live a whole life and an empowered life, to do the right thing and to risk and to hope and to live your best life now. Now, the interesting thing about this book is the Lord gave me the title back in 2015. As a matter of fact, that same year, I had even designed a cover for the book. But I didn't actually begin writing until March of 2020. And many of you know that we just came off of the heels that year of the first presidential impeachment. We were just finding out about the coronavirus. There was talks of wearing masks and social distancing, and we were just on the precipice, really, of talking about quarantine. As a matter of fact, when I began writing, we were going through a 14-day period quarantine at the time. Through the summer, there was many riots and just different things that were happening with social unrest in our country. Went through the fall with more quarantining and wearing masks and social distancing, and then into the presidential election with the unknown outcome, and then into January 2021, where President Biden was actually inaugurated as President of the United States. And so what's interesting about that is I was afraid of that during that whole time period, from March 2020 to January 2021. Although the Lord had given me the title in 2015, it seems like that at this time I was to write this book, and I wrote it during this whole time period. Now, I didn't write specifically about the election or about mask or about distancing or social distancing or about the pandemic itself, but it has a thread through it, and I talk about it, and I mentioned the different things that were happening during this time and the different things that were going on during this time. And so I want you to get this book because I believe it will help you. I believe it will empower you. I talk about the fear of rejection. I talk about the fear of the unknown. I talk about the fear of people's opinions. I talk about various fears. I define fear. I talk about the origin of fear, where in the garden, the first time fear was ever mentioned was Adam told God when he said, "Where are you?" He said, "I was naked and I was afraid and I hid myself." And so I talk about all facets of this from the beginning to the end and what it means to be a person of faith and to be a child of God and to be a person who believes and who hopes and who risks and who trusts and who overcomes fear. And so this book, I Was Afraid of That, I believe will equip you, it will empower you, and it will help you to live your best life now. And here's the thing, I was afraid of that's a play on words. It means, to many people, I was afraid of that, meaning I was afraid that would happen, but it also means I was afraid of that, meaning past tense. And so by the time you're done reading this book, I want you to be able to say with me, I was afraid of that. That's right, past tense. You can get your copy. Just go to my website, robcollins.org. Click on the book section, and you'll see I Was Afraid of That, and you can pre-order your copy today.